Hello, and I welcome you to this tutorial, and my name is Sserunkuma Damian, and I'll be your host tonight. I want to take you through Blender for it helps us to create things in 3D. So to easily get this software, we are going to look at how to use it. But for those who don't have it, you can download a setup on www.blender.org, and you should be able to get a 3.5 or more, much more version. If you're interested in earlier versions, you can as well find them on the same site. When we go to downloads, click at that, and if you are interested in the earlier versions, I think they can also have those earlier versions of this software. This software has kept on changing over time. The last month I downloaded was 3.4. Now it's 3.5. Click at that if you are for Windows, and for Linux and Mac, click at that. You should be able to download yourself a software. We have other beta versions, but I'm using this for demonstration purposes to get you started with how to use Blender. You realize that whatever that we shall look at is going to be the same throughout the softwares the versions that you're going to access. The interface does not that much change. So to start with, we shall get started with a flash window through which you can access different interfaces that you want to work with. So in Blender, normally you will be able to get access to the topmost layer, which gives you 5 menu. So this is the major menu, and then we as well have on its right we have different editors. These are just editors that you can utilize when you're working with Blender, which makes Blender really a good software for you to use in your 3D and 2D. Then on its right, its left, we basically have buttons that will help us to manipulate the 3D world. Okay, so when you pull its right side with your cursor, it tells you what it does. We basically have the cursor, which is the 3D world cursor, this round thing, and then we have the move tool. When you click at the move tool, it enables your object to be manipulated in the three axis. Then it have the rotation tool, which will help to rotate. Then we have the scaling tool, the transition which will do all the 3 above. So we shall if you don't want to see this, you can either click on its right and then drag it towards the left. Alternatively, you press the letter T to keep toggling between the views. Then we have the 3D world, which basically has the camera, it has the 3D object, and then it has the lamp, okay, or the source of the light. Then on its right, we have the compass, which helps you to move around the 3D world. If at all you are using a touchpad on your laptop, it will be so handy for you. You will not waste a lot of time. By the way, if you want to get the best experience, I would recommend that you have a detachable mouse. It can be a PS2 mouse, it can be a USB or a wireless mouse. It depends on what you would wish to have or to do. So we have this plus some button that has a plus sign. You click at it using the left mouse button, and you move either to the left or right. It will help you to zoom in and out. Then we have this palm. The palm will help you to click and hold it. Okay, it will help you to position the 3D world in different areas. Then we have the camera. When you click at the camera, it enables you to see through the camera, and you click at the camera again, it jumps out of the camera. Then we have this switches between the orthographic view, and when you click at it, it changes the views. Okay, so however, if you have a mouse that is detachable or removable mouse, you should be able to work with it easily. When you press the middle scroll button, when you press it and move the mouse, it's going to help you to move around your 3D, to kind of have a pan. You pan around your 3D object. That is when you press the middle scroll button and hold it, then you move the mouse. As you press the left mouse button, it enables you to select the object. Initially Blender was using right click to select in earlier versions, but with this kind of version, we basically have improved versions that enables even people who have used softwares like Maya or softwares like Cinema 4D, people who have used ArchCADs or these softwares, they normally use the left. So they find it easier to use left, and they are given that option to also get on board. However, if you are a fan of the old system, you can still retain that through the preferences. Make sure that you set your preferences there, and you know how to interact with your system. You are interested in the right click or double click, or you are interested in the right click to select objects or not. So it depends on what you would wish to have. For now, I'm going to leave the system the way it is. It is by default. As you press the right click, normally it gives you shortcut menus, just like any other software does. Then at the bottom, we have the navigation of what we call the timeline. The timeline helps us in the animations, and we shall see how to use this when time comes. So in this timeline, by default, it will run from 1 to 250. So look at this upper section of this other. You realize that in the upper section, we basically have the frames. That my cursor is located at frame 1, okay, and that's where I have the first. But if I move it, you realize that my cursor will keep on moving. If I move my cursor by dragging, you realize that the number there will keep on rolling. So these are the first option will get you the location of your cursor in the frame. Which frame is it? Then the second section will help you to identify where your frames start, and the last one will show you where your frames end. But if you are running a bulky or a lengthy animation, you realize that you will enter a bigger figure compared to 250. Okay, so if we entered 300 and press enter, you realize that the time will carry on up to the 300 frame. Then on the right side, we have another window, and this window helps us to identify everything that we have in our 3D world. So whatever that you place in your 3D world will be visible on the right side of your window. It will be in the outline or the outline window. Okay, and then at the bottom of the outline window, we have the properties window, where we control everything in the 3D world. So we basically control it from the properties window. However, this entire window can change according to the preferences of the user. You only need to point at where the two windows are joined on its top right corner. click and hold and move the mouse. You'll be splitting your window in a preferable manner or preferable way. So you can do it that way. You can as well click and split this one, or you can join them back. Right click to join and then select join areas. So I'm joining it with the top one. Click at the top and it will still join there. So I would wish to split mine. Customizing my window, and I would wish to use this area not as a 3D, but I just want to view my camera through this window, so that I leave my modeling through this window. So I'll select this and I'll click at camera. So I'll select camera and zoom, okay, so that I'll be viewing my camera through this particular window. And then this one I will possibly join it with that, okay, at that point, and then you join it with this. All right. Alternatively, I need to possibly use it as my shader, so I'll click at this. Okay, this is where you change this holders is where you change the editors from. So we have a number of editors, and these are the editors. So I will basically use I will need to use the shader, okay, just a shader, and there we shall have our. All right, so you realize that I'll just use this kind of layout to have my entire tutorial done effectively. I hope that you have learned something out of this video. Please, if you have, consider subscription to my channel. Click the notification button and click the bell, so that you get the videos updates. Every time I update a video, you should be able to get a notification. And thanks for being part of my channel and a subscriber. Thank you.